Hey, what's going on, guys? JJ Wilson here. I know it's been several days since I did a video. Figured I'd do this one right quick. Hopefully it won't take too long to talk about. Just giving some thoughts on the anime series Golden Kamuy. There's also a manga for this rendition as well. I haven't read it yet, so basically some of my thoughts is strictly for the anime itself. So I'm thinking about reading the manga for Golden Kamuy, but I know it's a lot of chapters to read. I can't remember what arc it stopped at, but basically where it stopped in episode 12 is they're going to Yubari, coming from Sapporo. So that's where Sugimoto and the girl, Aspira, are heading to, some of their comrades. So I'll talk about those guys in a little bit. But let me get the background about Golden Kamuy. So basically Golden Kamuy takes place in the island of Hokkaido, which is like the far northern island in the country of Japan. And the reason why the main character is there, Saichi Sugimoto, this guy right here in the middle of this wallpaper, the reason why Sugimoto is there is because he's trying to earn gold, or he's looking for gold. So that's why he's out there in the wilderness of Hokkaido. And it's really, really cold up there in the beginning of the anime. And so he's doing it on behalf of his fallen comrade, Taraji, who we see in the beginning of the anime. They're fighting together against the Russians. And you could tell how brave and insane this guy Sugimoto is, man. When it comes to life and death situations, man, he's willing to look at death in the face and not give up. I know in that very beginning episode, he actually got shot on the neck. And you would think for any normal guy that would stop somebody from, attacking, but he kept right on going, despite having a wound on the neck. And he killed all those Russians, jumping into their trenches and just dismantling them, man, just going ham. I mean, it was crazy. And you see it all throughout the series with Sugimoto, man. He just, he gets hurt. That doesn't faze the guy. He'll come in there. He'll beat the guy up no matter what, Now there was some characters like the bear killer in, I think it was episode 5, where he got into it with the bear killer. He kind of struggled against him. But he was helped out by Aspira. I think it wasn't for her, he probably would have got dealt with. He might have gotten shot as well. And you can see the evidence of his toughness, Sugimoto, with the scars. I think there was one episode where he was in Otaru, which is the city where it's not too far from Aspira's village. And he's taking a bath, and you see his body. And he's covered in scars everywhere, man. Like from head to toe. Bullet wounds, sword slashes, punctures. I mean, you see everything on this guy's body. It's crazy. It's very reminiscent of Gene Starward from Outlaw Star. It really is. So yeah, that's about Sugimoto. And his sidekick or whatever, the girl that he meets is Aspira. She's like a teenager. And she's from the Anyu tribe, which is the indigenous people of Hokkaido. I hope I said that right. But anyway, he encounters her and they kind of make a deal as far as finding the skins. And so these skins that they're looking for is like a map. And it's drawn by allegedly her father, who I know by the end of the episode they're looking for. I believe his name is Noparabo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Noparabo. And basically, Noparabo is responsible for putting the tattoos, the layout of the map to where the gold is. And it's on 24 prisoners, if I'm not mistaken. And so these guys are pretty much scattered all throughout Hokkaido now. Looking at this, I would think that some of those guys would try to leave out of Hokkaido because they know people are trying to find the gold. And so they have part of the map inside those tattoos on their skin. You would think they would just get the hell out of Dodge and leave Hokkaido, but a lot of them are on the island apparently. So that's one thing that had me scratch my head when I found out what the map symbolized and what it meant. I'm like, okay, you think some of these prisoners that are out of Abashiri prison, they would leave. They just get the hell up out of there, right? But, maybe somebody that's read the manga can kind of tell me why that might be the case. But anyway, Aspira, she seems like a pretty cool chick. The teenage girl. Very courageous. Somewhat traditional, although there are some norms that she's trying to break. She doesn't want to. It seems like she doesn't want to have the tattoo in her mouth. It seems whenever she finds a husband and stuff like that. And she develops a trust and bond with Sugimoto, of course. You know, because he gets himself into a lot of trouble throughout the anime, and she's having to bail him out time and time again. And so they develop a good trust there. So the development between those two and the bond that they share, it does grow throughout the anime. And some of the other characters on this wallpaper, the guy on the top left, that's what's this dude's name again? His name is, yeah, the guy on the top left, his name is Shiraki, and he's known as the Escape King. So he has an uncanny ability of getting out of nasty situations. Whenever he gets captured, he can unlock doors and chains and bust and unlock windows too. So he can pretty much do anything when it comes to escaping. He's a very unusual character. He's pretty much the goofball of the series. And he's a bit of a simp as well, because, you know, anytime he sees an attractive woman, he always has to go out of his way to try to win her affections and everything. But eventually he bumps into, every now and then he dips away from the Sugimoto and the spirit crowd, and he bumps into one of the antagonists, which is actually two of them. I think they're antagonists, maybe not. One of them is an older man. It's actually two older men, and they're both from the Shinsengumi, and they're like a former elite samurai group, or a police rather, from the Tokugawa shogunate. That's those guys. And the guy with the long hair and the beard, he is actually a famous figure of that group. His name is Hijikata. And so it's him and the bald guy, I believe his name is Nagakura. So these guys, they fought for the Shinsengumi. Now, Nagakura was a prison guard before this anime got started. He was in one of the Hokkaido prisons, and that's where he found his comrade, so to speak, because he actually didn't know who he was at first. And so eventually he found out who he is, and I guess Hijikata eventually got out of prison, and now he's trying to secretly form I think it's called a Republic of Izo. He's trying to form his own little country, and that's why he's looking for the gold. He found out about the legend of Noparabo, and now they're trying to find the gold together, him and his partner Nagakura. And yeah, Hijikata, he's pretty badass for an older guy. I mean, he's actually supposed to be dead because he fought against the Meiji imperialists in the Battle of Hakodate, which was several years prior to the Russian-Japanese War, and he was supposed to be dead. So apparently he did not die in this anime, so he's still alive. But yeah, like I said, this guy's pretty badass, man. He's got, not only has the sword, he's a master swordsman. He also has the pistol, not the pistol, but he has the rifle. And there was one scene, he was I think he was trying to find some recruits, and he actually cut one of the guy's hands off and shot him, and like ruthlessly too. And I was like, dang, man. He told old guy he didn't have the resolve for this. You know, he didn't have what it takes to start this kingdom, whatever, to help him out and whatnot. So I thought, man, he's not playing around. He's a serious dude. And he actually finds out, like, when he finally meets Aspira in one of the episodes, he actually finds out that this girl's not fully, she's actually part Japanese, and she's not fully indigenous. She's not Anu, Aspira I'm talking about. And he found that out because he was looking at her eyes and stuff. So I thought that was, he has a very keen ability to read people. You know, it's pretty crazy what he can do. And some of the other characters on this wallpaper, on the far, I'm looking at my right. On the far right, you got the Matagi guy who's wearing the Anu coat. That's Tanagaki. Yeah, this is Tanagaki. He's got the buzz cut, and basically he's part of the 7th unit of the Japanese Imperial Army. Sugimoto fought for a different unit. He fought for the 1st unit. This guy's from the 7th unit, and he's under Lieutenant Tsurumi, who's not pictured here. Tsurumi is another one of these antagonists in the anime, and he has like a plate on his head because he got injured during the Russian-Japanese War, and he's looking for the gold too. And he also has another soldier, and right by Tanagaki is Ogata, And Ogata, he encountered Sugimoto early in the episode. And he actually ended up breaking his jaw, and that's why he's got those scars around his face, like around his jawline, because he actually broke it, and he survived that against Sugimoto. And now it seems like, I think by the end of the anime, he met Hijikata, and I think he's going to be working on him. I could be wrong. I'm just basing on what I saw in the anime. Like I said, I haven't looked at the manga at all, but that's what it appears like it's going to happen. But like I said, I could be wrong. But Ogata in particular, he's pretty yeah, he can be cold-blooded, man. He doesn't give a damn. When he wants something done, he wants it done, you know. And I guess he found out his teammate Tanigaki, or so to speak, the guy that's part of the same division as he is. I guess he found out that he encountered Sugimoto. And earlier, it looked like Tanigaki was an antagonist as well, because he fought against Sugimoto with the bear killer. Because he encountered the bear killer first, Tanigaki did. But they ended up not killing the wolf. That's Ashira's pet. Not pet, but like one of her friends. Before she met Sugimoto, it's like a wolf. You'll find that out when you see the anime. But anyway, they failed to kill the wolf, and it turns out the wolf has a family. And eventually, the wolf kind of goes on its separate ways with the family. So yeah, Tanigaki tried to kill the wolf, but he ends up falling into this trap, and Spirit finds him, saves his life, cuts the poison out of his leg, or whatever, and then he gets taken care of by her family tribe. And he's so grateful, he's so honorable that they would allow him to be taken care of, that he stays with them. And then Ogata discovers that he's in the village, and he's trying to talk to him and everything. And after he talks with them, he kind of threatens that if he doesn't tell where Sugimoto is, you know, we might do some real nasty stuff to this tribe, Spirit's family. And so Ogata almost kills Tanigaki, but Tanigaki was able to shoot against him. He ends up winning a little sniper battle against Ogata. So yeah, both of these guys got skills when it comes to sniping, and also when it comes to tracking down people. And the big guy that's next to Sugimoto, the really tall guy, that's Ushiyama. He's like I think he's another convict, and I think he also obtains one of the tattoos, just like the Escape King has. I forgot to mention that about the Escape King. He has the tattoos as well. He's one of the prisoners that Noparago put the map on. So I think Ushiyama is the same way. I could be wrong about that. And he's tagging along with Hijikata. And at some point by the end of the anime, he encounters Sugimoto, although I don't think at the time he realized it was him until at the last minute. But yeah, he's like a judo expert. He's really, really strong. And when he took at the hotel in Sapporo, he took Sugimoto, Aspira, and the Escape King out to dinner, or whatever, as a gesture of kindness or whatever. And Aspira has taken a liking to this guy, although I don't think she doesn't know that she's with the old man, Hijikata. And so yeah, that's basically who Ushiyama is. And he's also another one of these guys he falls really, really quick for ladies. And speaking of the woman, it was actually a guy. It was kind of surprising. This person here on the far, on my left, on the wallpaper. I can't quite remember her name. I know she was in one of the latter episodes, but it's actually a dude. She also has one of the maps, I think. I know she was in the prison with Nopparabo, but anyway, she tried to kill Aspira when they were at the hotel, but she was stopped by Sugimoto. And then later she tried to bomb the hotel because she found out that the Escape King had the tattoos and whatnot. And that didn't happen, so her plan got foiled there. So that's her or him. When you see the anime, you'll understand. And then the indigenous guy right next to her, I believe his name is Kiro Kane. I might have that wrong. Excuse me, it's Kiro Ranke. And I believe this is the uncle of Aspira, who belongs in the tribe. And later he's tagging along with Sugimoto and Aspira and the Escape King. They're traveling right now By the end of the anime, they're going to Ubari, which is like another small town on that island. Because what they're trying to do, they're on their way to the prison so they can find her father, so they can figure out where the gold is and whatnot. So those are kind of my overall thoughts on all the characters that I've encountered with the anime. And like I said, it's pretty entertaining. I am a big sucker for historical anime, so to speak, even if they are fictitious. I have to say, it's pretty interesting show. It does get comical in some of the episodes, like really comical. It can get very awkward, especially when Sugimoto and Aspira are eating and they try to catch food, and she's always complaining he doesn't do it right. You need to, shoot the animal like this, skin the animal, whatever. And then when they're cooking the food, they always say Hina. Oh, that's my phone. But anyway, yeah, those situations can be pretty awkward to see at times. I'm not even gonna lie there. Overall, it's a good story. I recommend it. Also appreciate VGL, Video Game Lover 58, fellow subscriber and YouTuber that I watch for tell me about the anime. Good stuff. If anybody has any questions about it, I'll do my best to talk about it. I know I let this video drag a little bit too long because of my rambling and random thoughts about the series overall. Season 2 is coming out October 2nd, I believe. So hopefully it lives up to the hype. It's just as good as season 1, maybe better. So I'll check that out, and I'm gonna start looking at the manga too. I think I'm gonna do that. But anyway, that's it from here. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you all next time.